Shalom, call hello, Yahweh Shemel Shai, double honors to the apostles and others of great millstone. Yahweh Shemel Shai, barakatham to the hopefully elect. Just back with another video, I came across this article here. It says forced vaccination law in Denmark abandoned after public protests. And I'm just going to get right into it. It says a law in Denmark that would have given authorities the power to forcibly inject people with a coronavirus vaccine has been abandoned after 9 days of public protest. It says the epidemic law would have handed the Danish government the power to enact mandatory quarantine measures against anyone infected with a dangerous disease. But it was the part about vaccinations that caused the biggest uproar. So, it just makes more and more sense now, that these things are going to start manifesting, what the prophets have been saying for so long. Because here it is, you got these, uprise, or not uprise, but, surging cases of COVID-19. All right. So, again, it only makes sense that, these things, man, they're slowly but surely, as it says in the book of Habakkuk, these prophecies are jumping off the book, man, because here it is, they propose this law, basically medical martial law, where they could physically detain you and, vaccinate people, right? But due to protest and, these protests, all right, they scratched it. But nevertheless, because that could very well have been, they could have put that out there just as, could have been like a little test run to see how the people would react to it, because Trump, because that's one thing, Esau knows that they're going to get backlash to when they start rolling out with these vaccines. They know that people are going to rebel against it. So this is why Trump, all right, earlier in this year, he said that he was going to mobilize the military. He's going to use the military to issue out these vaccines because they know they're going to get kickback. All right, they know that people aren't going to be with it, and rightfully so. It says the Danish Health Authority would be able to define groups of people who must be vaccinated in order to contain and eliminate a dangerous disease, reports the local. People who refuse the above can, in some situations, be coerced through physical detainment, with police allowed to assist. However, after 9 straight days of protest against the new law, it has been scratched. All right, and yeah, like I said, Esau knows that they're gonna get a lot of backlash and kickback when it comes to these vaccinations because people, have been waking up to pretty much the bullshit, Esau's bullshit, his poison that he spewed out. All right. It says with the coronavirus vaccine within sight, governments across the world are mulling over what punitive measures to bring against those who refuse to take it. And I also, on another note, I believe, Lord's will, I can do a video on it. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Canada that ordered guillotines to help assist with COVID-19. All right, so again, man, this is preparation for that hour of temptation, man. Because they're thinking about ways to pretty much punish people who refuse to get vaccinated. You see, this whole thing with the vaccinations, all right, is coming in the spirit of the mark of the beast. It's not, it isn't the mark of the beast, but it's, it pretty much comes in that same spirit. All right, because they want to take drastic measures and draconian measures, for people who speak out against these things. All right, talk about rounding up anti-vaxxers and just people that come against this whole thing. All right, demonization is is coming. All right, because again, anyone who speaks up against this, they're gonna label you a threat. All right. Let's see, where was that? It says last week we highlighted how both Ticketmaster and airline companies are considering barring people from entering venues and flying if they cannot prove they have taken the vaccine. See, it goes back to the whole, the draconian measures that they want to take. All right, because eventually these things will be mandated, and that's a part of the where it talks about that in Daniel's. All right, through their policy. All right, they're gonna make these things law. Put these things into law, and like things like heavy fines and even in some cases, which again, this is a part of it. In some cases, certain death for not pretty much not being down with the New World Order. All right, because like I said, Canada, if I'm not mistaken, they ordered guillotines. What do you need guillotines for to help with COVID-19? What do you need guillotines for? But again, the stage is being set. All right, for that the hour of temptation, and you're gonna have to make a choice. Each and every one of us is gonna be tried, and it's gonna come to a point where we're gonna have to make a choice whether we want to take that mark, which is the RFID chip, whether we want to take it or not. All right. It says, so while public protests may be able to prevent authorities carrying out forced vaccinations, people who refuse to take the shot may find it virtually impossible to enjoy any kind of social life, use public transport, or even find employment. As the old saying goes, pressure from above and below. All right, Esau's going to put the tight squeeze, and he's going to make it to where you got to get vaccinated. And ultimately, that chip, in order to function in society, you got to take that chip. Like I said, this vaccine, the whole thing with the vaccinations, man, it's coming in the same spirit as the mark of the beast. All right, you're getting a little taste of what it's going to be like when they start issuing and rolling out with those chips. So, actually, that was it. So yeah, again, it was a bill, I guess, that they put out there, but they scratched it due to the protests and rioting. And that's what's set to happen. And like I said, I think that it could have very well have been just a little test to see how the people would react. But again, nevertheless, Esau knows that they're going to get kicked back. They know that people, for the most part, aren't going to be with it. So again, this is why they're going to use the military, utilize the military. All right. Get this in off. Was that second Ezra 15th chapter, starting at the 15th verse. It says, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right, and as we speak, all right, we're currently in this process. This is currently going on, and it's been going on all throughout the year. All right, this has been taking place. People have been buying up guns. All right, people are protesting and rising up against the governments. All right. Because, again, we've been saying, very soon, all right, politicians and people in these, the government and these offices and these positions, all right, they're going to start getting kidnapped and ransoms, held for ransoms and assassinations, all right. Reading verse 16, it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their powers shall stand in their power. All right. So again, you see, again, and this is why Esau is going to use the military. This is why they're going to bring them troops in, because they know that people aren't going to be down for this for the most part. But again, that hour of temptation, all right, because it's easier said than done. It's easy to say I'm not going to get vaccinated. It's easy to say I'm not going to take that chip, but the real test comes when you got troops kicking in your door, guns to your head, hauling you off to concentration camps, and from then on there, that's when the real test comes. Get that in second Ezra, the 16th chapter. Start at the 68th verse. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols." Yeah, ultimately that chip. All right, like I said, it's easier said than done. Just wait until you got martial law troops all up in your grill and threatening you and threatening your family. What are you going to do in that day when they threaten to shoot your wife in the head for not taking that chip? You're gonna choose your family, or you're gonna choose the side of Yahweh Shemir Shai. See, that's when that's when the real test comes. And like I said, this could have very well been just a little test to see how the people will react. Because I keep saying this, I do believe that they're going to make their moves very soon. But it's just got to continue to wait and see how this plays out. See how this is going to go down. But nevertheless, man, all right, that great hour of temptation, man, is coming. And like I said, man, you getting a little glimpse of that, of how it's going to be when the real deal, when it really goes down. Getting a little small glimpse of how it's going to be, because just like they said in that article, all right, Ticketmaster, all right, is requiring you to get you got to have like a little COVID pass. You had to prove that you gotten vaccinated or whatever to enter certain venues. You want to go back to watching sports and things of that nature. You want access to these arenas to watch these games and stuff. Certain airlines, they're requiring you to show that you gotten vaccinated. All right. Again, this is coming in the spirit of the mark of the beast, because just like it says in Revelation 13, all right, you won't be able to buy or sell. You won't be able to conduct business in society. You won't be a functioning member in society. All right. But nevertheless, man, I'll read on. It says, "And they consent unto them, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." So you see, again, this is what's going to be taking place during that hour of temptation. All right. Because again, best believe, man, eventually the time will come, the day will come where this is going to be mandated. This is something that you're going to have to get. And if you don't get it, all right, you can face certain death. And again, this is why Trump talked about using the military, mobilizing the military to issue these vaccines, because they know people are going to rebel against it. They know this. It's like I read in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. right? The sedition among men, right? But nevertheless, man, this is coming. We'll go to Revelations chapter 3. Starting at verse 10, it says, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth." So again, the time is coming where each and every one of us is going to be tested. We're going to be tried when it comes down to those RFID microchips, right? Whether you're going to take it or not. This is why they're going to send the military in. Fear, intimidation. All right, certain people are going to get executed on spot, kicking in doors and busting in people's houses, hauling people off to concentration camps, and just all type of stuff. All right, the visions that the prophets of old, what they've seen, man. It was a bunch of desolation and wasteness. The prophets, they seen people getting killed and just all type of stuff. I'm gonna get just one account. All right, the prophet Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse actually, it's a spirit, because spirit wants to bring this out. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3 says, at verse I start at verse 1. It says, "I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it." All right, and the prophets, all right, they've been given the warning for many years now. All right, beginning with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, they've been saying these things for many years. That this time is going to it's going to come. All right. Verse 3 says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." So we're at that time where these prophecies are speaking. All right, we're in the end, and these things are, like I said, man, they're being manifested, and things are moving quickly. All right, it says, "Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come; it will not tarry." So now we're in the time that the Lord is not. He's not playing around no more. He's not holding his words back anymore. All right, these prophecies, man, they're jumping off the book. If you're paying attention, if you're being watchful, all right, things are happening at a very rapid rate. All right, and so much, man, it's hard to it really is hard to keep up with everything that's going on, everything that's coming out, all this information that's coming out. Is extremely hard to keep up with it. You know, because you might have brothers that may not have a they might feel that they may not have nothing to talk about concerning doing videos and going out to the highways and byways. Well, I mean, if that's the case, and if that's the excuse, man, then and really the spirit is just not dealing with you, because there's, like I said, there's so much going on. The Apostle Elder Tahar gave the decree that brothers do a video, at least one video a day. And that's light work, man, with all the stuff that's coming on, man. And I say that humbly, but that's easy, and some brothers are already doing that because there's so much going on. There's just so much going on. The talks of World War III and all this talk about these chips, all right, which is the mark of the beast, the RFID chip. There's just so much going on, man. It's hard to keep up. Brothers is constantly pushing out videos. There's so many articles coming out. It's just hard to keep up. All right. Because again, man, the Lord is not holding his word back anymore. And, he's bringing these things to light. He's bringing these things to pass. But I was going to get what I wanted to get was Habakkuk 3 and 2. Yeah. Habakkuk 3 and 2 says, "O Yahweh, I have heard thy speech and was afraid." So again, just showing that the prophets, all right, the visions that was given to them, all right, they seen things that it terrified them. All right, a lot of death and mourning, a lot of killing going on and slaughtering of people, all type of stuff going on. All right, the prophets were afraid. It's so much here, all right, it says, "Oh Yahweh, revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years make known, in wrath remember mercy." Yeah, because the Lord's going to be doing so much killing, so much judgment is going to be poured out. All right, the prophet, man, he's telling the Lord, man, in wrath remember your mercy, because it's going to be so bad. So much is going to be going on. And so much, like I said, the prophet seen this vision, and he asked the Lord that he didn't want to be around. He asked the Lord to make these things happen long after I'm gone. Make these things happen years from now, when I'm not here. But understanding reincarnation, all right, the prophets are back, and they're fulfilling their lot. But nevertheless, man, again, we're living in that time, all right, where these things are being manifested, and these things are going to play out. All right, that hour of temptation, which is quickly, it's about to befall us. It's right around the corner, So, just continuing to stay on my watch, man. Continuing to report on these things, man. Surely, man, this is going to come to pass. All right, in the very near future, this is going to be mandated. This is going to be mandatory. All right, and again, you got people trying to flee the country and flee certain cities and stuff like that. Well, no matter where you go, all right, you can't run from judgment. Like I read in Revelations, all right, the hour of temptation is coming upon everyone on earth. All right, the whole earth is going to be tempted. Everyone in it is going to be tempted. We're going to be left with that decision. We're all going to be given that choice. So with that, give all credit to Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time, I say shalom.